but not as bad as the Adderall.
Okay.
The Adderall is like more serious. So that's where I'm at. Back then I wrote it as a skeptical guy, like, oh, these school teachers, what do they know? And yeah, their moms are stealing their drugs. But now it makes sense that, well, of course their moms want it, because where do you think the kids got it from? Like it was like, most likely at least one of your parents is also in that kind of category. So I'm much less skeptical.
We found a drummer.
We found a drummer. But that's a cool thing about this kind of solo acoustic tour, is there's no drummer going 1, 2, 3, 4. That, at least not one that I'm like, have to take with me everywhere. And that also means I get to slow down. You guys might have noticed I'm not playing with tracks, in case you were wondering. That's the beauty of not having tracks or a drummer or anything. I could stop in the middle of the song and just tell a story, or slow down or speed up, and there's not someone going like, stay on this tempo, I am the boss. Most of the bands that I do, so I can't remember if I mentioned, so I'm a sound engineer, and that's why I'm here, is because a Japanese band that wears wolf heads brought me on tour with them, and since they were paying for my travel, I decided to try to take a couple weeks here and go around Europe, and I ended up getting 20 shows. Tiny shows like this, but still, this is great. Doing this, I couldn't afford to pay for my airfare, but as long as people keep hiring me to do sound, then here we go. But most of the bands I work with don't use tracks, like Prince, and I did 500 Jimmy World shows, Weird Al Yankovic, like a lot of those bands. A lot of the stuff that I do is like really good musicians who are free flowing and not using tracks either. But that's one thing I love about this, is it's just super organic. Whether for better or for worse, like my pitch would probably be better if I did have tracks helping me sing and pitch. So speaking of experimental, did I say experimental? This next song is a new song that also goes back to what I was saying about feeling like worried about things and anxiety. This one's called Sleep, and it's about having a rough night, which it seems like sleep's especially hard when you have something important to do the next day, so you're trying really hard to get to sleep. And somehow, the harder you try, the worse it gets. So this is brand new. This is just like an experimental song that I wrote. It'll probably be on the acoustic record, but who knows. It's also fun because I get to press, so you guys might have noticed, like I used to be no effects, but now I'm yes effects. This song is double effects. There's another button I press that turns the effects up even more. Because as a sound engineer, I like effects a little bit. Even though as a guitar player, I never used effects, but it was just a different, I think it was just too complicated for me to have to worry about. So I'm closing the curtains, and I lower the shades. See, the sun is still setting. Good thing there's not a drummer. As I welcome the day, cold sheets tucked in the blanket, pillows just right. Switch the phone into silent as I welcome the night. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Did I forget a part? Did I fail to prepare for a challenge on thought? Will they laugh or just stare? Now it's been a few hours. Throw my shirt on the clock. I can hear the cars honking. Put in earplugs to stop, 'cause I need to rest up now and block out every light and the sound of my breathing, the neighbors screaming fine. Go to sleep. holiday hits the curtains, so my time's nearly done, and my shame and my worries rising up with the sun, knowing I am my failure, no point holding back screams, just before the alarm rings, finally drift off to dreams. Sleep. A torch in our hands, a flame that we touch to the stealers of lands. We will never retreat. Daily tyrants arise. We are dissenters, creators of art, exposing regimes that tear families apart. We will never know sleep. This machine never dies. So we go down this forever road, trying to build a better home. We know how long we've got to go. Forever. We are resistors and seekers of truth, trying to break loose from the myths of our youth. We will never be free. The programming is strong. We are protesters, protectors of hope. Speak truth to the pain, our necks in a rope, standing up to the kings and their armies head on. So we go down this forever road, trying to build a better home. We know how long we've got to go. We go down this forever road, and when I fall, please take the load. We know how long we've got to go. Forever. Thank you. Does anybody have any questions?
What's your setup? We've got a lot of plugs. For
Oh, it's a musician. We got a musician, ladies and gentlemen.
Briefly, I mean,
Briefly, what's my setup?
Oh,
I know that.
There's no briefly when you ask a fellow musician like what their setup is. Now, if you ask a specific question, that could be brief.
After the show, I understand. Sure.
That's like saying, like, what's your philosophy about, you know? Okay, I'll give you a quick. So I'm a sound engineer, like a major band. So I wanted to try to like make sure shit sounds pretty good. So I'm using Logic, which is a recording platform, and it has plugins that I can use. But I'm basically pretending like I'm recording, so that the plugins are in Logic that I already own from doing like other stuff. And then with those plugins, I can tweak the sound more than you could with just like a house analog board, typical house board. So that way I can kind of do my own sound. Even, you know, in this case, I was lucky, and there's a sound engineer in the house, and he's qualified and good and has a mixing board.
He's not in the house.
There's a sound engineer out drinking out there somewhere. but it's kind of fun that I can do it, because there's things that I can do that, you know, are not in the technology of an analog board. But there's also like some settings get tweaked and goes all to
made
hell.
an improved camper amp.
What's that?
You made an improved camper amp.
Kemper? No, well, Kemper is a modeling thing, right? Like, Kemper is like a generally like a modeling thing. I'm not modeling anything. This is the real sound of the guitar, the real sound of my voice. I'm just tweaking it with like EQ and compression and dynamic EQ and stuff. Kemper's more like taking a digital model and making something into a different thing from the model.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. I enjoy having these kind of discussions. Obviously, I'm really like a real audio nerd because Prince wouldn't have hired me if I wasn't like intense about audio, and so a lot of my like different experiences are from being intense about audio. But it also sometimes it works against me. Like sometimes I'm too intense, and it can be irritating to people. So I try to, I do this to release myself from the other stuff. So basically, you guys are my emotional support humans tonight. True story. And another thing I'll say, William, that's huge for me is I wear in-ear monitors, which means I don't have to have a monitor causing the guitar to feedback. I can hear myself really loud in my ears, so I hear every mistake and think about it in the night and pass judgment on myself. But most importantly, this helps me hear me above people who are talking. Because, especially if it's somebody I know and they're talking, I'm going to be like, no, please don't talk. This is during the part of my heartbreaking song. This is the emotional climax. And then, especially if it's like a friend and they're like, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Yeah. This helps me, not get my feelings hurt.
Worth it.
True story. You have a question back there? I couldn't understand. I think he said, don't be a dick. Don't be a dick. Don't be a dick, Danny. Don't be a dick. That's also my anti-heckling song. Just in case you ever get somebody who's really mean. Because then I don't have to say anything. The audience can say it all for me. I'll just be like, oh, come on, be nice. And the audience will be like, dick, dick, dick. So that's another cool thing, too, to have an anti-heckling song. So, let's see, where are we in the show? Are you guys getting tired? Are we about to wrap it up?
No,
it's been an hour. I think, I'm going to temper expectations. Let's ease ourselves down with the like getting ready to say goodbye. This next song is a big hug goodbye. And because I'm a sound engineer and traveling a lot doing that, and then also traveling with my band, I've said a lot of goodbyes over the years. And so this whole song is just one big hug goodbye. It's called I Don't Want to Go. And I would love if after I say, I don't want to go, you say, I want to go. And I'd like you to say it just like that because it reminds me of the pizza boy. When I was going to college, there was a guy who used to sell pizza. It was like these huge slices of pizza for $1. In Berkeley, there were two places across the street from each other. This guy worked at both places, but he was a punk. He had tattoos. He was selling these dollar slices of pizza, and he had a voice like this, I want to go. And you know what else he did with it? He became a fucking huge rock star going, Ruby, 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 Ruby. So if you can channel Tim, true story, Tim was the pizza guy, and I saw him like at least 3 times a week because as a poor college student, it's like, I don't know, I mean, here you might not be a poor college student, but in the U.S., like, if you're paying your way through school, you appreciate $1 pizza that can fill you up for a whole day.